Today we're going over one massive thing that you need to be doing in your workout program that is going to help you build more muscle, build more strength, and burn more fat. If you implement this one thing into your program, you're going to see a lot better results. You're going to recover from your strength training sessions better, and overall you're just going to see better progress in the gym. If you're ready to take your fitness to the next level, make sure that you smash that subscribe button. I post weekly fitness content to help you get in the best shape of your life, and I'm literally posting a video every single day in January. So make sure that you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the content that I'm posting. Now, this one massive thing that you need to add to your workouts, it's something that we're not even gonna pick up a weight. We're not talking about adding more protein into your diet or doing this really crazy awesome exercise. The one thing that I'm gonna talk about that so many people overlook and so many people don't add into their program is the importance of an active recovery day. Now, before you turn off the video, hear me out. Adding an active recovery day into your workout program is so crucial. It's gonna help you recover from those strength training workouts. It's gonna be a great day where you can get some conditioning, some mobility, and some core work in. And by adding this into your workouts, it's gonna help you build more muscle, build more strength, see better progress, burn more fat. I'm gonna take you through a full active recovery day of what that should look like. We're gonna have 3 different parts. We're gonna talk about the core, we're gonna talk about the conditioning, and we're gonna talk about stretching and mobility work. Now, before we hop into our active recovery day, I will leave a link down in the comments below to my fitness apparel website. So FITGRIND Apparel is a fitness apparel line for those hard workers out there that just enjoy that everyday grind, but also like to look good in their gym outfit. So like I said, FITGRINDapparel.com, I'll leave a link down in the comments below. You can go pick up items like the FITGRIND blue camo jacket that I have on. And if you use the code Jordan20 at checkout, you'll save 20% off your first order. So with that said, let's hop into the core first. Now, for this specific active recovery day, I started with the core. This is a good way that getting it done first is a good warm-up. It's also a good way to kind of get it out of the way so that you don't skip it later in the workouts. So for the core circuit that I did, I supersetted 3 movements. I started off with a toes to bar, then I did a hollow hold, and then I did a side crunch. Now, all of these movements can be progressed or regressed. Say that you can't do a toes to bar, you can do just a hanging leg raise or a hanging bent knee raise. If you can't do a hollow hold, you can do a tabletop where you bring your knees in. And if you can't do a side crunch, you could always do things like side plank ups or side planks. Hitting core on that active recovery day is super important because it gives us a designated day to hit our core. And a lot of times people will skip out on that throughout the week. So this is something that's super important. Like I said, it's a great warm up too to kind of get the body moving. I did 3 sets of 10 on the toes to bar, 3 sets of 30 seconds on the hollow hold, 3 sets of 15 on that side crunch. Part B, moving into the conditioning piece. Now, in the conditioning piece, you can have some modification, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 24 to 30 minute EMOM. Now, the way that an EMOM works in this fashion is you're gonna start your next exercise every minute on the minute. So first, you're gonna choose 3 conditioning focused exercises. For me, today I went with the rower, the treadmill, and the skier. The beauty of this style is you can really choose whatever you want to. You can choose cardio pieces like I did today. You can literally choose body weights or medicine ball or kettlebell type exercises. So for example, if you don't have access to rowers or treadmills or skiers or bikes, you could do things like box step ups, body weight jump squats, medicine ball slams, kettlebell swings, bear crawls, inchworms. The list can go on, but the goal really is to have it be less of a strength exercise and more of a conditioning focused exercise so that the heart rate stays up. And the goal is to basically just work for all of those rounds, just cycling through each exercise. The way that we're gonna do it is it's gonna be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. And that goal of the 15 seconds is really just enough to get to the next exercise, take a breath, and start that next exercise. And what this is gonna do, yes, it's gonna help us get blood flow, it's gonna help us work on our cardio. It's also gonna teach us to stay at an elevated heart rate for a sustained amount of time. You're slightly switching the muscle groups each exercise, and that allows you just to keep working for that 24 to 30 minute time frame. If you are not adding cardio in your program, that is a huge mistake. Now, even if you're trying to build strength and build muscle and really gain weight, you still need to be doing cardio in your program. Cardio is gonna improve our health, it's gonna improve our cardiovascular function, it's even gonna pay off in our strength training workouts. When we're doing strength training and we're getting blood to the muscle, what system do you think is working? It's the cardiovascular system. So we need to make sure that we have an efficient cardiovascular system. And a lot of times there's certain lifting exercises or there's certain workouts that you're gonna need to be able to recover and you're gonna need to be able to get your heart rate back down, or say that you're supersetting and it spikes your heart rate up really high. If you have an efficient cardiovascular system, you're gonna be able to handle more volume in your workouts. You're gonna be able to recover set to set in your strength training workouts, and you're just overall gonna see way better progress. Now, like I said, you can modify this workout to you by choosing different exercises. You can also modify the duration. So for today, I did a 30-minute EMOM. So the goal was to go 10 rounds on each exercise, 3 different exercises, the rower, the treadmill, and the skier, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, just enough time to get to the next exercise, 45 on, 15 off, 45 on, 15 off. Repeat that for 9 more rounds. Now, if 10 rounds is too much, you can always trim it down to 8 rounds or 6 rounds or 5 rounds. That's the beauty of this, is you can start off small and you can build your way up. The final piece of a good active recovery day is the mobility work. Now, all 3 of these, the core, the conditioning, the mobility, are places that people skip out a lot on during the week. So this gives you a designated day to recover from the strength training, to focus on other things that you're not working on, to improve those other things, and also make sure that you get it in. A lot of times people don't do these things and they skip out on these things, and their cardio falls behind, the core falls behind, the mobility falls behind. And by falling behind in all 3 of these areas, it's gonna cause problems down the road. So, like I said, the beauty of this is, yes, it gives us a break from strength so that we can recover. It gives us our body a little bit of rest, which if you can't recover from your workouts, you're not gonna make progress. But it also gives us a designated day that we can do all of these things that we need to be doing no matter what your goal is. If it's strength, if it's building muscle, if it's burning fat, if it's doing some crazy exercise or doing some crazy walk, you need to be able to recover. You need to be able to focus on having a strong core. You need to have an efficient cardiovascular system, and you need to be mobile. You need to be able to move through full range of motion the way that our body was designed. Otherwise, you're gonna run into injury down the road. Now, the way that I would structure your mobility and stretching portion of this active recovery day is to pick 4 to 5 exercises and really highlight areas that you struggle with, that you're tight or that you lack in mobility. Make sure that they're evenly spread out, so it's not like it's 5 leg exercises or 5 upper body mobility drills. Make sure that you kind of hit 1 for each area of the body. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna focus on holding this position for a minimum of 90 seconds. Ideally, hold each stretch for 2 minutes. This is gonna allow you to really get into the stretch. It's gonna help release the muscle. And it's not until that 90-second to 2-minute mark to where you're gonna see positive changes in mobility change. So, holding each stretch for at least 90 seconds, like I said, I would try to aim for 2 minutes, choosing 4 to 5 different exercises. Now, like I said, you can focus on ones that you are tight on. You can do things like a chair stretch, pigeon stretch, lat stretch, chest stretch. You can even do things like frog stretch for those of you that have really tight hips, ankle stretches, calf stretches, hamstring stretches. The goal is to recover, the goal is to work on the mobility, and that's gonna pay it forward so much in your strength training. You're gonna reduce the risk of injury down the road. So this is a really important step that I don't want you to skip. Make sure that you hit your mobility and your flexibility training. So if you're still with me in this video, now I hope you see the importance of an active recovery day. Focusing on strengthening your core, focusing on your cardiovascular system, and focusing on improving mobility and flexibility is huge for improving progress in the gym